I'll show you how the back cover can be removed to show you the main and power boards, even when the set is assembled. So when you remove the cover, the power and main boards are here, and the connectors, which is what we review the most. And I explained, but we use the 0.40, and then from the 64-inch, we use the 0.60. But there's no bit as reinforces. So it's actually quite weak material. So when you take it off, usually because we have the bracket here, if you hold on to this part, then there will be no deformation. But if you hold the other side where there's no brackets, then that will cause bending. So be careful where you hold it. And for the UF85, for the whole series, there's the reinforcer brackets. So if you use that point, you can prevent those deformation defects. And like I explained that there could be scratches on these sides because you have the holes where you insert the back cover. You place it like this and then press on it, cover it. But when you place it at the bottom, insert it at the bottom, this end, you cannot place the curling, so the edge is very sharp. So as you insert it, if you press hard, it will cause scratches. It's not large, but the customer could still notice this, so we need to be careful. Okay, then let me lay this down. Let me show you. When a single person is holding it, we hold it like this. We don't hold it like this because that can cause cracks. We have still completed the simulation where it will not cause cracks even if you hold it like that, but still the recommended way is to hold it like this. And right now, this is a simulation just for this training, but you should not place it where there's a height because that can cause bending and cracks. So you shouldn't place it here like this. You should always place it where it's flat. This is the stand. So even if you place it like this, the customer can still know where to place it. The residual stress is removed because it's a model used for training, but for the initially produced parts, the residual stress will still be there. It's 120 degrees, but it could bend inwards or outwards during the distribution process. So if it's widened, then this could be wider. Then the customer needs to press on it. And because it's elastic, it will still be placeable, but it could be difficult for the customer, so we recommend that the customer places both sides at the same time. Then it's located like this, and here it will go inwards in the opposite direction. So it can be placed together. This is the back cover. For the 8 series, you have these ridges at the bottom, and you see the holes relatively. So you place it and insert the edge and rotate it down for the assembly. So if you do it like this, the bottom part will be lifted. It won't match. And this is a 55-inch, but when it's a 65-inch, while you do this, 1-2 points may not fit. So you have to check whether all the points are meeting after rotating down. So the screw will still work, but if it's outside, then the screw will not go in. So that's something to note.
This is the black one is the aluminum, and this area is the mold area. It is tooling together, and when you can see when we assemble, you need to assemble this area on the bottom. So if you see here, put it in this hole, and then place these two together, and then screw it. Here, you'll need to be careful when you do this. So this is just for training, so I'll just pull it up like this. If you look at the cinema screen on the front area, there's nothing to support the panel. For others, there's a case top. It protects the model, and then we put the top in, but the excursion, we don't have it in the cinema screen, which means that there's nothing to support on the front side. And the LED LG display, the module, it has to be flexible, because if it's not flexible, it can create deform. So 0.6 to 0.8, there's this flexibility on the screen or the panel. So what happens here is when the panel tilts this way, if the panel can come out further. So when we put the middle in, the middle can go this way, out of the panel. So this is a normal panel, this is a normal set, but determining the flexibility of the panel, if we don't place it right, then it could cause a edge crack deform. So when you assemble the cinema screen, before assembling the edges, you'll need to use your hands and place it like this. Then the panel will be moving to the center. Even though it doesn't physically come to the right center, if you just push a little bit with your hands, you can minimize cutting the edges or hitting the edges. So every time when you assemble the cinema screen, before you put the middle in, you need to place your hands and then do the centering first. Like this, like this. And then after this, all the cinema has the same concept. So same as the concept that we have for the past 3 years for the cinema screen. Additionally, you'll need to be careful. Can I use the whiteboard? If we look at the panel from the side view and if we cut the section, there are two layers of glasses. We have the front and the back. And then here, we put the panel in here. There's one first layer sealing, and this is the glass edge. And to support this glass edge, we do another sealing for the cinema screen. So this height is 0.4 millimeters. This is maximum 0.4 millimeters. It can be smaller than 0.4. It's a resin coating, which means that if you press this hard with your finger, the resin coating can be peeled off. Actually, this LGD made the panel so well, it's not peeled. I can't peel it, but it does peel off. So what happens is it will cause a black spot deform. Here, if the resin is peeled off, then bubbles will go in, air will go in here, and the panel or the cells inside will be hurt. So say that air goes in here. If the seal is peeled off, the location will be very random. If air goes in, it could be here or it could be here. Then black spots will appear as a deform. We call this the black spot. So this kind of deformation can happen when you peel off the resin in the edge. So edges and the side sealing, you'll need to be cautious not to peel it off. And cinema, once again, the most important area that you need to be cautious on is to prevent cracks. So from 2 years ago, we did the benchmarking. We do not connect the speakers with the screw. We put a hook and then we just insert the speakers. So we benchmarked another company. Here, look at it. We have rubbers inside. The rubber actually doesn't detach easily. But there are some deformation where the rubber is not attached. Then it will cause sound deform. So if you have any sound problems or sound issues of the speaker, please check the rubber. And other than that, no other areas to be careful. Okay, from now on you can come to the front and look at the set.